headspace. It's about 2 o'clock in the morning, and I cannot sleep. Just came out to the living room so that I could maybe talk out my feelings and whatever's going through my head. I think the adrenaline rush from earlier has just got me really in this overthinking adrenaline kind of based headspace, and I kind of keep having to take deep breaths to calm my heart a little bit. I'm talking quietly because I don't want Mason to hear me and start barking. He sleeps upstairs with Harrison, and I don't want him to wake up Harrison. So I'm trying to get it close so you guys can hear me. I feel like I've got something in my eye. I even wrote before bed and thought I got all my thoughts out, but my thoughts have just been racing like crazy. Just jumping everywhere, all over the place. Not even related to the events of the evening. A lot of, I don't know if some of you guys do this, but think back on past events and like have pretend conversations in your head that you wish you had had, or like you wish you had stood up for yourself more, or I don't know, like I'll get going on a thought and I just kind of live it out in my head even though it never happened, and it gets me all amped up, and before I know it my heart's racing in a pretend situation that never happened. I'm trying to stop this circular thinking that I'm having of just reliving these different moments in my life and or like future conversations that I'm like preparing myself to have at some point or another. There's a lot of times where like something will happen and I can't think of what to say in the moment to respond to whatever the event is, and I'm just kind of like, I shut down. Because in the past, if things got heated or argumentative, it was a bad situation. And so I kind of trained myself for a really long time to never argue, never talk back, never always agree, be in the, don't rattle the cage or bad things could happen. And so when things get stressful and heated, and I'm not talking about my home life, like my immediate home life, but I can't respond. I completely shut down. I have no concept of how to communicate in these specific situations that I'm thinking of, because I'm so trained now as like a trauma response to just shrink and be quiet and not say a word. Kind of hide, honestly, hide. And I keep kind of thinking of, so every once in a while in my head, I like have these pretend conversations where I am brave and I am capable of speaking up and saying my thoughts and standing up for what I know is what the right thing to do is. And happens a lot in my head. I think Sarah felt the same way at times. We could understood that feeling and could support each other when things got rough. Our growing up together wasn't all roses and happy memories. There was an underlying element of danger. I was always kind of there. Unexpected, unknown. And it creeps back in every once in a while. Even though as adults we've tried really hard to set our boundaries and not create an environment where that's fostered, as neither one of us want our kids to have to go through or experience what we did, and even into adulthood, what we're still facing. I really want to talk about it, but I and like what the real like situation is, but it's sensitive. I don't know. I was thinking about it earlier, like it's not a secret, but it is at the same time, right? So I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I think it would help to talk about it, but I want it to be a constructive conversation and not just a venting conversation. Okay, I'm starting to calm down. I can feel my heart rate dropping. I can hear Harrison's music. He always plays this flute, nighttime music. He's such a sweet kid. He's doing better with his braces. I think he's finally adjusting. This is an interesting nighttime rant. I didn't realize how much it was going to go down one particular path, but that is really where my thoughts keep going to. Actually, I completely forgot that I have some like in the moment anxiety meds. So I took one just about 15 minutes ago. So I'm hoping it'll kick in and then I can finally go to sleep. Luckily, tomorrow is an afternoon, evening day for work, so I don't have to get up right away, so that's good, but Darn dogs. I love those pups so darn much. They're, especially Mason, is like literally with me every single moment of the day when I'm home. If I'm sitting, he's on top of me. If I'm in the kitchen, he's watching me, or he's underneath me, or Dakota is always nearby too, but she likes a little bit of distance. Although if he ever, sometimes he'll go and lay in the bed in the evening when we haven't moved to the bedroom yet, and she kind of sneaks in and takes over. So I think some of it is he takes up so much of my space that she doesn't necessarily get the chance to always get as many snuggles in as she wants, but she always gets a little bit of extra snuggle time because he sleeps with Harrison, so we kick him out, and then she gets to lay with us in bed for a little bit. Just her, because we realize that is kind of a dynamic, so I think she really likes that time, just the three of us. Life is always interesting. That is for sure. Okay. I think maybe I can shut my brain off after I write for a little while longer and try and go back to sleep. So you guys have sweet dreams, and I hope you're sleeping soundly and you have a beautiful night. Thanks for listening. It was helpful. Night.